to the next paper, which is The Times. And Steve, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, The Times have got a few stories. The picture at the top, Laura Kenny says, I wanted a baby more than a gold medal. That would be a terrible thing to win at an Olympics, though, wouldn't it? Imagine, it feels wrong.
It would be weighty round the neck.
Yeah, and at least you can trade that gold in for things during an IT breakdown.
Oh, you can trade babies in some cultures.
It's not, you took a baby in a stripper's garter, and it seems ruins the mood for some people. Of course they talk about the IT stuff, of course they do. Yeah. But 5.5% public pay sector pay rise dilemma. Millions of public sector workers, including teachers and nurses, should be given an above-inflation pay rise, according to an independent review. I don't think it's going to happen because... well, they've already received some money anyway, which they say has been, supped up by inflation. This will be a thing where if you just find a number lower than that, the unions won't hate Labour that much because at least they're not the Tories, and Labour will be able to say, well, we didn't pay 5.5%.
Isn't the problem here that, Labour has pledged to do something about the low wages, but on the other hand, this independent pay review body has said it should be higher than you had anticipated, and this is kind of leaving Rachel Reeves in a bit of a pickle?
Yeah, absolutely. Labour were just elected mainly by, these work-shy public sector apparatchiks who are like, squeeze the working people so you can squeeze more of their gold out and give it to us.
Do you mean underpaid teachers and nurses? I think that's what you're referring to.
If you read The Guardian, you might want to say that. I prefer soulless leeches. Soulless, dull apparatchiks.
I was one of those leeches once. I was a teacher. I was definitely underpaid.
Yeah.
How about
that? Yeah, well, I used to work in the public sector, and that's what turned me right-wing, because I saw the amount of waste and profligacy that was going on. And I think, because they're looking at... Not everybody's getting the same level of pay rise. I think doctors are looking at a 12.5% pay rise, which is obviously going to get, make the other apparatchiks upset that they're not getting as much.
Yeah, but, doctors get quite a lot already. I mean, the thing is, Steve, should it not be the case that in terms of education, in terms of teachers, that should be the priority for society? If you pay them properly, you raise the level of competition, you increase the quality of teaching, that has a trickle-down effect to virtually every other aspect of societal cohesion.
Yes, but there's not a limitless amount of money, and there are other ways to improve the standard of education. So when you're realising there's no money left, trying to find another way, change your national curriculum, which I think we come on to later on today. But things like that can improve standards of teaching.
Yeah, but the problem is that we know, for instance, from the Michaela School, which I always go on about, they get the highest results in the country with inner-city kids who can't afford to have private education. But no one wants to take on board those approaches because they see them as too conservative. So is anything going to change?
No, I mean, I think while our public sector is sort of gripped by left-wing ideologues, the necessary changes that would work, that are proven to work, although maybe Labour will be the people to push it forward, because, I mean, Wes Streeting has looked at, what's working in individual NHS trusts, individual hospitals, and said, well, let's replicate that across the NHS. So if they do that with education, maybe it'll work.